What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about OnyxCoin today, XCN USD. Hit that like button, subscribe, and thank you all for being here. So far, so good, you guys. This does look like the rounded bottom idea is prevailing. We had very nice, I wouldn't call it, it looks like a bullish engulfing candle. We didn't get a little bit lower than this. It's a pretty damn bullish engulfing candle. We closed above the last 1, 2, 3, even right to that fourth day there. Over the last 5 days, that was the highest closing price that we had. So that's nice to see. We are pulling back a little bit. It's to be expected, a little bit of volatility here. I would like it if this move would persist higher and we don't go below this low. Okay, right now the goal, regardless of however low we go from here, however far we pull back, the goal is that we don't go below this low. Because again, if we take out that low, the odds of us holding this low, they're probably not there. And it's okay if we don't hold these lows. Nothing's broken, but the momentum we have potentially going for us now, it would be nice to maintain that. Okay, let's look at the 1 hour time frame and then zoom out from there. I'm not trying to make a long video today. I want to keep this one brief. It'll probably be very brief, but looking at this on the 1 hour time frame, what I like about this move up is there are no gaps to the downside, right? This move up, you guys remember how nice this move up was, right? Well, that move up came with a gap to the downside, unfortunately. You guys remember these moves up, that was nice. There was a gap to the downside, right? Here, that move up was great. There was a gap to the downside. This move up, there's no gaps at all. And this was bigger than our last move. Now, unfortunately, there wasn't a whole lot of volume. Not a lot of volume to the selling side, not really a lot of volume to the buying side. That's kind of unfortunate. We are just on Coinbase. There are other exchanges, but Coinbase is probably the largest exchange, so I think the volume is most appropriately read here. Now, what I will say, even though we didn't have a lot of volume, we still had volume building as we were building, so that's good. We didn't really break out of anything, so we don't really necessarily need a lot of volume. That's okay, right? It's not a problem. If we were breaking out here, we saw a higher high and we had this level of volume, I might be a little bit more intimidated. But right now, we've pulled back already. If anything, guys, again, we don't have any gaps to the downside. We have gaps to the upside. There's a little gap there that we're trying to fill right now. There's a gap right there. I guess actually we filled that gap. There's more gaps somewhere. Where's the other gaps? I was looking at them yesterday. I know that there's other gaps from like way over here as well. There's a little gap right there. I don't know. There are gaps to the upside. There's a gap even all the way up at like 2 cents. So I know there are gaps to the upside there, but it's nice to see that this move is being productive and not gapping on the way up. Okay, from a low to a high, we tipped right off the golden ratio, so that's great. This is a good reaction. It would be better if the reaction we had was like more consistent and less scrunched up like this, but whatever. As long as we're holding the golden ratio, I'm happy. We can go a little bit lower than the golden ratio and find support in this zone because that would be right at prior resistance and also right here at prior support, and there's a little bit of resistance right there as well, and prior support back here. I mean, this is all you can see right here in this golden ratio window. I delete this and just look again. Look at the significance here at this level. So if we were to go down to about 0.0048, oh no, the sky's falling. It's not that big of a deal. It's actually pretty cool. It's okay. It's a very common area to find significance at. So if we go a little bit lower, that's fine. 1 hour time frame makes sense. The stochastics actually look good. Stochastics would say we're moving up right now. So that's interesting. And the MACD is actually right at a point to bounce as well. I'm going to say this again. If we move down, that's not a problem. We get below 0.0048, maybe that's a problem, but that's not the call. The call would be really from here we're going to move up. We do not have to move down here. We do not have to. That's not the call. I'm just saying we can move down here and then still move up. The call is this, that, whatever, down in this area, who cares? We're moving up. That's the call. If we move up from here, cool. If we move down from here and then up from here, cool. As far as I'm concerned, it's the same damn thing, okay? The stochastics and the MACD would say we're moving up now, we're not moving lower. The RSI would say we can move a little bit lower. And with both of these, we could move a little bit lower and still be fine. But I'm going to take the stance that we actually hold this low and we move up from here. That's the position I'm taking. 4 hour time frame. rejecting the overbought zone is never good. You have lower highs here on a closing basis with higher highs here on the RSI. That's hidden bearish divergence. You've seen this pull back. I think that's it, though. Hidden bearish divergence is not the end of the world. Really, going from your overbought zone to your 50 is actually pretty common. And you look to find support here. You found resistance here before. You found significance all throughout this 50 level, all throughout this time. So, yeah. Stochastics right here at the 50 on top of that. Perfect area to bounce. The MACD, again, on the 1 hour time frame is at a perfect area to bounce, being here at the 0. On the 4 hour, you could be at a point to reject, or things might be getting frisky here, you guys. If we break through this with our oscillators here above the 0, I mean, typically that bodes well for the price. The last time that we did that, from a relative low to a relative high point, we saw a 20% move, right? And I mean, and that was just all one fell swoop, no pullback. We've already seen a 13% move here. 20% overall would take us back around 00558, which I don't think anybody would be disappointed on, but I would say I would expand upon this and say we even have a possibility to go higher, because again, we've already seen a little bit of a pullback here where there was no pullback, it was just consistent growth. And I think, here with the RSI, I think we're just in a much more bullish position overall. We've cooled off on our stochastics, cooled off on the RSI. We haven't even broken through the 0 yet on the MACD. We've got, I think, enough in us where we could see a 20% move from here, or even greater. So certainly this is exciting. As long as we don't go too much, as long as 0048 holds as support. Daily time frame. I feel like I'm talking about XRP here. At the very end, I was talking about this. I don't like that the daily MACD is decaying like this. What we want is building in momentum. We don't want decay. We want building. Overall, your MACD is bearish, but I will say again, guys, for as lackluster as decay is, this point right here where you found support and you bounced, that's a really good signal. It's actually it's a bullish signal. That's what we were doing before when we were bullish. That's what we were doing before when we were bearish, but to the opposite effect, we were rejecting instead of finding support. You see, it's actually a good signal. In an overall bearish dynamic, in an overall kind of disappointing bullish divergence play out that we've seen here with this MACD, this is as good as it could be. I should say it's almost as good as it could be. If it was as good as it could be, what we'd see is here, we'd get higher readings in the histogram. Above this is nice. If these histogram bars can get above this level, that's great. But the main dynamic that I'm concerned with right now is this. Break that dynamic. Get above this level here. Even if it is lower than this one here, it'll be higher than this. We have building in momentum with this bounce being carried out. There's a lot of other bullish things too. So that's the goal on the daily time frame, would be to get the MACD to start building momentum versus decaying in its bullish momentum. Stochastics are coming out of the oversold zone. That's nice too. A little bit of volatility here. We got 8 hours, 42 minutes left in the day. I mean, we could close this day green, and then both of these are out of the oversold zone. That's a very bullish implication as well. And then the RSI bounced right off the oversold zone there. And you had bullish divergence. I mean, you've got, and technically the higher low too, you've got all the right pieces in place to recover from here and move up. The way that you fumble that bag is probably by going below this low. So hold that low, specifically hold above 0048. I think that would be a better thing. Even if we go below there, we're okay, but things get a little dicey. As long as we're above 0048, I'm not really concerned. I don't have anything else to say, so I'm just going to end it there. Hit that like button, subscribe. The next area, the only area that I care about to the upside, is here. I don't care how much of a move we make today, tomorrow, next week. I don't care. We get above here, that's when I start to care. That's when things get exciting. That's when it's entirely appropriate to start talking about 2 cents. Okay, huge moves. Right now, it's just an idea. It's a desire. Once we get above that, once we get above 006, it starts to look like a promise. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.